Hello, welcome again. I'll be taking you through the second presentation in pragmatics, and this time around we'll be talking about types of meaning. Remember, in defining pragmatics, we said it is the study of meaning according to context. What we've done so far is to look at the notion of context, and so this time around, let's try to understand meaning. What is meaning? What are the types of meaning that are there? There are basically two types of meaning: the conceptual meaning, and then we have the associative meaning. Conceptual meaning, in the most general sense, it covers the basic conceptual components of meaning, which are conveyed by the literal use of a word. In other words, conceptual meaning refers to the logical sense of the utterance and is recognizable as a basic component of grammatical competence. We can alternatively describe conceptual meaning as the cognitive or the denotative meaning, or the meaning of words according to the dictionary, the basic or the universal meaning, or the dictionary meaning of a word. That's what we're referring to when we say conceptual meaning. For example, what is the conceptual meaning of a needle? Or what that person wants is, what is the real meaning of needle? So obviously we'll be talking about such descriptions as something that is made of metal, something that is so sharp, has a sharp edge. That is the literal meaning or the conceptual meaning of the word needle. Having said that, let's go to associative meaning. Associative meaning, as the word itself is suggesting, associative meaning. This is that type of meaning that is derived from the associations attached to a word. There are certain associations that we're going to attach to a particular word. For example, what do you associate a needle with? Obviously, pain should be one of them. If a needle pierces onto your skin, you feel pain. So, somebody may wish to use the word needle to mean pain, not necessarily the conceptual meaning. I hope you understand that. Another good example would be snake. What do you associate a snake with? Obviously, a snake is a dangerous creature, and so people may associate a snake with danger. So much so that if somebody says, "Watch out, that is a snake," when you're referring to a person, does it necessarily mean that the person looks like a snake? Obviously not. What it means there is, be careful, the one you're with is dangerous. So you can see that we are able to derive the meaning by simply looking at the association attached to a particular word. And so meaning that is going to be derived in this way is what we're going to call associative meaning. Associative meaning is broad, and so it falls into various types, and that's exactly what we're going to be looking at. The first one within associative meaning is what we call affective meaning. What is affective meaning? You can already sense from the beginning of the word affective meaning that it has something to do with affection. And so this is derived from the assertion that the meaning from the word we encounter will bear the attitude and the feelings of the speaker. So affective meaning is more directly a personal reflection of the speaker's personal attitude or feelings towards the listener or the target of the utterance. Such feelings or attitudes are usually negative or insincere in nature. They're normally expressed through such forms of language use as insults, flattery, hyperbole, or sarcasm. A hyperbole, in case some of you may not know, it simply means an exaggeration. So we're saying affective meaning, in the most general sense, has to do with feelings of the speaker towards the target of an utterance, but that most of the time the meaning is negative. Let's look at the word garden boy. A garden boy may mean a person below the status of most people in the society, apart from its conceptual meaning. If somebody refers to a friend as, this one is just a garden boy, sometimes it may not mean that the person really is working as a garden boy as we know it from the conceptual sense. It could mean that the person is of a lower status. Now, that is the feeling that the speaker has towards garden boys. Garden boys are people below the status of most people. So when this person uses this word on you, you are a garden boy. What do you have? You're just a garden boy. The meaning could be that the person is looking down upon you. So in a nutshell, what he's saying is affective meaning is based on people's feelings and attitudes. As regards the example that we had, the meaning of the word garden boy is coming in because of the speaker's feelings and attitudes towards garden boys. Before I move on to the next type of meaning, let me give you this task. If somebody asks you, what can be the affective meaning associated with the word Malawian? What does it mean? And remember, with affective meaning, the meaning is mostly negative. Enough about affective meaning. Let's move to euphemism and image building as another type of meaning under associative meaning. What is euphemism and image building as a type of meaning? In life, we tend to avoid use of words that sound offensive. That happens naturally. So instead, we use other words to replace the offensive word. And that's the meaning of euphemism. Let's say somebody wants to go to the toilet. It is at a meeting. And so he pauses whatever he was saying and goes like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I have to visit the toilet first. I will continue later. How would that sound to the rest of the participants at the meeting? It's offensive, right? Sure it is. So, because to some the word toilet sounds offensive, the result will be that the word is going to be replaced with lighter words such as ladies, Lou, or VC. This is kind of German. Or gents. So it would be better to say, I'm going to the ladies, rather than saying, I'm going to the toilet. It would be better to say, I'm going to the loo, rather than saying, I'm going to the toilet. So the bottom line is, we tend to avoid usage of words that are offensive, that may be offensive to the people that are listening to us. What words, for example, in your society are used to replace sex? Because sex is an offensive word. Or difficult. Can you really tell your friends that, excuse me, I'm going to have some sex? No, you don't do that. So what words? I hope you are able to come up with certain words that are used in your society to replace such words. If that is the case, let's move on to the next slide. Here we'll talk about collocative meaning. Collocative meaning is an umbrella term for various instances of co-occurrence of meaning. Collocative meaning refers to the sense that a word is going to acquire on account of the meanings of words that tend to co-occur in similar environments. Certain words get their meaning because they occur in the environment of certain other words. For example, certain Chichewa verbs co-occur with specific nouns as used in the following expressions. What you're supposed to observe in these expressions is that even though the verbs to the left, the verbs in Chichewa are changing, the meaning, the English meaning, is basically something to do with washing. But then, depending on what word is following it, the verb at the beginning may change. When it comes to washing hands, in Chichewa, the phrase is kusamba manja. Wash the body, it's kusamba ntupi. There isn't change. But when it comes to clothes, it's no longer kusamba zovala, it becomes kuchapa zovala. Notice that change. When it comes to plates, it is no longer kusamba mbale or kuchapa mbale, it becomes kutsuka mbale. And yet, all these verbs, samba, chapa, tsuka, generally mean to wash or clean. But the point here is their usage co-occurs with certain aspects of washing or cleaning. That is what we are calling collocative meaning. So, like we said, it would be unacceptable to say kutsuka ntupi or kusambisa mbale with reference to the concept of cleaning or washing. The fourth type of associative meaning that we're going to look at is social meaning. And social meaning refers to the use of language to establish and regulate social relations and maintain social roles. In most Malayan societies, for example, even if you are a patient on a sick bed and the visitor inquires about you, "Mulibwanji, how are you?" the most likely response will be, "I'm fine, and you?" But then, this could be said even where you've had a very sleepless night, a very painful night. You simply would not go into the tribulations of the night before or matters of that nature, since in the Chichewa society, in the Malawian society, greetings are a usual way of starting a conversation or a transaction, hence the social meaning. Identify two different instances in your society, apart from the greeting that we've already looked at, where language or certain phrases in a language or certain words in your language are used in a conversation with the aim of simply regulating social relationship. This is where we end the presentation. The next topic that we'll be looking at is reference. Thank you.